Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Quorum Podcast. This is where academic medicine meets remote, austere, and resource-limited areas. Program, this is Aebhric O'Kelly. This week we're in Ukraine with TacMedNorth, and with me today are two of the faculty of TacMedNorth, Nasta and Tanya. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you.
So you have invited us to be here for the last fortnight to get you up and running with the Damage Control Resus-Ukraine course. How has that been for you?
Actually, it was just like a magic for us because Coram College is one of the most famous places to teach really hardened offshore medicine. And for us, it was really like a miracle that you are there and we can teach with you and we can exchange some experience. So thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, that's what we need a lot in Ukraine, the prolonged care, because the education in Ukraine is really, really long. So TCC is really good, but we need also a prolonged casualty care.
So let's start with Tactical Medicine North. Where did that come from? How did you guys get to here?
Well, in 2022, when the full-scale invasion has started, we've gathered some of our friends and parts of family. We were trying to evacuate out of the capital, and we've decided that we can help in some way. Our commander and me, we were rescuers in mountains before, so we knew something about medicine. Of course, not that tactical medicine we know now, but still. And we have started to gather information and to teach what we could our combatants and trying to support them with IFACTs we had for that moment. And since 2022, our unit, for now it's unit, because we're working as combat medics still on the front line, is twice or even twice bigger. We have much more people. We're teaching as instructors all the time and working as medics at the front line.
And Tanya, how'd you get involved?
Actually, Vlad was not my close friend, but still I was also in the alpinist and in the climbing community. That's why I knew Vlad since probably 2019 or something like that. He did excellent course for pre-hospital aid for groups who come to the mountains. So it was specifically for mountaineers and so on. And since the time we were chatting sometimes about alpinism and so on. And actually, in the beginning of full-scale invasion, I were into a small foundation which helps a lot for children. For example, we did a lot for our biggest place where newborn babies with problems can be born actually. And during the time, the first tactical medicine, first tourniquet, first bandages come from our foundation. And I've seen Vlad's post on the Facebook that, come on, we started to teach and we started to supply with IFACs. And I just wrote for Vlad, so, hey, I have a lot of tourniquets, I have a lot of chest seals, so probably you need it. And
I still remember that day because you offered the blue training cats, and we were like, it's training one. Can we? Are you sure we can use it for sure? For real? And you're like, well, we don't have another, so yeah, you can have a blue one.
Yeah, and actually, in a few weeks, Vlad just written for me that, hey, we are going to have some really good training for trainers, so probably you would like to come. And before the full-scale invasion, I spent a lot of time during teaching, but I was the robotics trainer for children and for teenagers. So I had some experience in teaching, and I decided, why not? Because actually I was really interested in medicine before full-scale invasion, and I just, it's more proficient for me probably not to spend a lot of time during saying, this napkin is size 5 and this diaper is size 3. So probably I can teach somebody. So since that time, I'm a nurse.
Diaper must. From diapers to medicine.
Yeah.
So TacMedNorth is also an AEMT provider. What AEMT courses do you run?
Well, from a basic one, from ASM level up to CNC and CPP. Also, we're working with the Ukrainian Transplant Coordination Center, which means that we can officially teach combat medics in blood resuscitation. After that, of course, they have an official document which allows them to do that legally. And we're cooperating with different schools, different courses.
So you can give a 5-day course to anyone in this country and they can give blood.
Not that easy. They need to be prepared before that. Well, not just some stranger from the street can come, but yes.
Yeah, actually, they still need to be in the army or some part of Ukrainian defense forces, because it's not allowed to the person from nowhere just to come and say, "Hey, I would like to do blood transfusion. Can you teach me?" So they need to be in some official procedure. It's not so hard actually, and you just need to speak to your commanders. And after that, yes, you should go and you can go to this course and be legally in the small part of Ukrainian defense forces who can and who know how to give blood.
If you pass tests, and yes, not everyone after the course.
So you integrate that into your combat medical course and your combat paramedic course as well?
This is the separate course, and of course we prefer to take our students from the previous courses, because in that way we can ensure that they're properly taught, but sometimes that doesn't work and we have completely new students and we have to start all over again.
So at the moment, there's a lot of combat medics out there with 63 hours of training from AEMT. Is that the average medic level on the front?
Well, I can't say for all the frontline, of course, but this is a common thing that combat medics have no medical education and used to be, I don't know, teachers or whatever profession they used to have. Because medics are dying fast on the front line, and of course, if person has at least some medical education, if it's a basic one, to save them for at least frontline hospitals, not for the first line evacuation. It's easier to take someone without medical education to teach him until at least CMC level and sent to the front line.
So you asked the college to create or help create a 4-day program to build on the combat medic level. Tell us, where did that come from? Why did you wake up one morning and say, we want the college to create this curriculum, and why did you choose to have a DCR curriculum?
Well, because you can hear in Ukraine really frequently that TCCC in Ukraine doesn't work, that this is for NATO or for Afghanistan war or something like this, and war is in Ukraine is different. Well, it is different, and TCCC works, but you need something higher than TCCC, which is prolonged casualty care. The problem is that we don't have enough time to teach properly our medics. And as I said, they are dying too fast to be properly taught until this level. So we need to teach them really fast and really intense.
So tell us about the 4 days. We did a course last week with a more advanced group, and then this week was the basic group. Let's start with last week. Tell us about your experiences running the advanced damage control resus course.
Actually, we've seen that for our group, it was really needed to have this knowledge, because we taught one of the pretty famous brigade in Ukraine, and they actually had a lot of experience during prolonged casualty care, and they really had deeply understanding why do they need it. That's why the group was extremely motivated, and we've seen that even if it will be a skill station for replacing again and again and again and again these Foley catheters, they still do know why do they need it. So it was really extremely interesting for us because they had a lot of deeply medical questions. They would like to have more deeper explanation and understanding why such things work in one way, why another work in another, and it was extremely interesting not only for them but also for us to go deeper into medicine and to have more time during reading CPGs, reading some basic books, and reading really deeply pathophysiology.
The students are really, really motivated. Just for you to understand, they came to this course from the front line, and after this course, they're going back to the front line. So all the knowledges we gave them, they will repeat again in trenches, like in trenches, and that's what we have. We need to teach really intense, and maybe we would like to have only doctors on this course to be sure that they're properly prepared, but no one will send you 12 doctors for a few days, because someone have to do their work and study them. We don't have so much doctors for that.
So you asked the college to design this course, and we based this off of the damage control resus guidelines from tccc.org.ua and from the DHA. You think that was appropriate?
Yes, I think that we have a lot of strange situation when we think that our war is totally different, and sometimes we can hear that, oh, come on, these American protocols doesn't work in Ukraine. But come on, guys, the physiology of all people, all nations, both Ukrainian, both Americans, Europeans, are the same. So why we can say that these guidelines and these CPGs won't work in Ukraine when we are still people? So we, unfortunately, we don't get used to use such a big amount of documents, but still the idea that you doesn't need to remember everything. You can just come for documents and read what you need to do. It's just brilliant, I think.
What do you think the students found that was such a disruptive learning, or learning that changed and enhanced their medical ability so much? What was it, the getting used to the guidelines, or was it your hands-on you're giving? How are these students going to go back to the front line and have a greater clinical practice?
I hope that at least we push them to another way of thinking, because again, not all of them are medics, like medics with medical education. So this is more like religion. I don't know. You need to think in a different way, not to do everything step by step like we got used to. And we have to teach them like this, I mean in TCC, because we need to do that really fast, and at least to teach them something. Prolonged casualty care is a completely different way of thinking. This is the combination of medicine and caring and nursing and just talking with your patient to feel him better. So that's a bit different. So I hope that at least we made them to think about it.
Oh yeah, and actually, I had a short feedback from one of our students. She did, as I remember, 4 course with the nurse, not only DCR-U actually, but blood transfusion, CMC, and so on. And she just told me that, come on, guys, you mixed up my brain and totally changes the angle of view for my casualties. Because before that course, she was thinking like TCC, that's all, everything will be fine. But right now, she realized that the real whole of real medicine and is much, much wider and much deeper at the level of TCC.
That is a challenge, to create a new paradigm, a new reality. And we see this so often, Malta, and my trainings with Deployment Medicine International and the Army, is getting someone to that cusp of a new way of thinking. And what did they say? Mind jiggle? Is that what they said? Or what? It completely completely reprograms the mind to think of this differently?
Oh, actually, I've seen that our students sometimes was just struggling with it, with an idea that we shouldn't do this in a such way we did it a lot of times. We say yes because infection does matter, because the level of nursing, the nursing care for your casualty does matter, because small details you don't even think about it does matter. So you need to be in the better angle of view for your casualty, more complex, definitely, much on a much higher level of your knowledge and skills, definitely. But still, if even if you're just on CLS level, you still can do a lot of to create more comfortable and to create more safe environment for your casualty.
Yep. All the easy answers ends up at ISM level. After that, you need to think.
ASM being all service members. How long is that TCCC course?
From 6 to 8 hours. So it's more about inspiration to go deeper into tactical medicine than being a medic. It's, of course, just about how to stop the bleed, how to open the airway, and just to get familiar to march as an idea.
So for anyone out there who doesn't understand the different levels of TCCC, can you explain the 4 different levels?
Oh, actually, no problem. So TCCC conception based on the teaching from the basics to the more advanced. So if you would like to be the most advanced medics in TCCC, you still need to do all previous courses. So there are 2 courses for non-medical personnel. It's all service member, the basic course for everybody, starting from the guy who is writing the papers and the kitchen workers on the base. And if you would like to join the army, you need to do this course. The next level of care is CLS level. It's Combat Lifesaver, and this course is recommended for everybody who are going outside the home base. So, for example, if you are serving in American Army and you would like to go to Europe, you should do this course. And that's all the course for non-medical personnel. So if you are just usual soldier, you need to do CLS to be on the front line, for example. And also there are 2 courses for medical personnel. It's combat medic or corpsman course. It's 63 hours. And for joining this course, you need to be to have some at least basic medical education. For example, if you're EMT, you can do this course. And this course is more about what to do if you're a medic, but on the point of injury. So it's more about not so advanced techniques and skills, but still you are the first person who is medic and who can help for your casualty. And the last course is Combat Paramedic Provider. It's a more advanced medical course. You will have more advanced skills, for example, what to do with the pneumothorax or hemothorax. And actually, this course is more about what you have to do during medical education.
Yeah, so this is basically step by step from the basics to the higher levels.
Everyone on this course have been CMC level, is that right?
Well, they were supposed to. At least they were supposed to.
So we designed this. We sat down for quite a long time and came up with the 3 different CPTs we worked them from, but we wanted to have one to focus on, which is the damage control resus for prolonged casualty care, which kind of matches both damage control with prolonged care. And then we can reference the other, 100 CPGs out there.
So actually, yes. And we've seen that for students, it was extremely new conception, not only to use deployed medicine application, where there are a lot and plenty of important information. And for example, skill sheets, some cheat lists, for example, for drugs. But still, it was totally new idea for our students that you can use hundreds of documents. Some part of them are 30 sheets, some part of them can be 100. But still, we gave them an idea that you should do this. So if you have really heavy casualty and if you don't know what to do, you can just open the document. Your casualty or is plus minus stabilized okay, we have some time just to read and to create some decision what to do in this situation.
So last week you saw us teach the course. We had 3 of our faculty here. And then this week we monitored your faculty running it. Tell us about that experience and tell us about how you looked into this, or how you saw the way we were teaching versus what your expectations were, and then how are you going to incorporate some of that learning?
Well, I loved the way we combined it. I mean, the Ukrainian experience and your experience, which all of you have. And I think that that was really interesting for our students to see how both of our organizations cooperating, because they wanted to know, well, what do we think as tactical medicine North, and what do you think, to have your European and US experience. So that was really, really interesting to combine that. This, I think that was really unexpected for them, because this is like a little bit different way of teaching. They've got used to so much that they are coming to the course, and they have absolutely transparent ways what to do, how to do, and when. And at that course, there were so many answers okay, guys, that depends on your casualty, on his vitals, and what will happen and what you do. So you need to think a little bit more and a little bit deeper. So that was a little bit confusing for them, at least that first day, for sure, I think. But then I think that they integrated pretty good.
And actually, I think that for students, it was really great chance to talk with everybody and to hear, for example, their opinion on their practical experience. Because a lot of Ukrainian medics sometimes can base their clinical judges due to their small experience. For example, I did it in 3 cases. It works great. For in the next 300 cases, I will do the same. But still, having much bigger clinical experience and having really evidence-based medicine, it's much more important. That's why I think that the chance to exchange the experience is really brilliant and priceless.
Yeah, and to teach them to use the sources they have, to use documents they have, because they have all answers there. They just need to know where to search for.
So now that you are instructing on this course and you're going to be running this course without the 3 faculty here, we're going back out of country and you're staying running this. Where do you see this, or how do you see that experience being for you, and where do you want this to go?
There's a lot to think about, of course, and we need to discuss it in team. But even what we see now for all the requests we have from different units, they're all asking for prolonged care, which is actually no one provides in Ukraine at the appropriate level. Well, someone has some pieces of knowledges and trying to
Probably to spread this knowledge.
to spread it, in some way. But I think that this cooperation will help us to do that properly and to give them the knowledges they need.
Yeah, and actually, I think that from our perspective, right now, we are more confident in, for example, teaching non-medical medics. So probably to teach somebody who are really, really advanced and who has the big experience behind, we would like really to have you as the telemedicine, or in reality, just have more deeper explanation and deeper analysis from your practical experience. But still, even if we are talking about our Ukrainian CMCs, who are typically not medics before the full-scale war, for them it will be really helpful just to know the hitman and requirement conception, because sometimes it is not about taking care about really heavy casualties, because sometimes, unfortunately, even the best medical team cannot do some magic and to save lives or limbs or eyesight or and so on. but still we have a lot of not so heavy casualties, and they need nursing, they need prolonged casualty care, and the gap between knowledge and ability and capability and capacity, what we have is huge. And I think that probably our goal can be not only to teach the CMC or CPP level guys, but still to do more basic course for more people.
Yep.
So you see two directions with the DCR-U, which is focusing at CMC, or what would you say, CLS plus?
Yeah, CLS plus, CMC minus. This is how we call it.
So they're supposed to have CMC, the 63 hours, but they generally all have the Combat Lifesaver, which is 5 days, is it?
That will be much more easier, but for now we taught on different levels more than 25,000 students, and from each group for now, someone is dead. So yes, we wish them to have appropriate CMC level at least, but that's impossible for now.
That's got to be a challenge to look over your student cohort and wonder which one will not be here in a year.
Oh yeah. And actually, if we are talking about students, we realize that probably it can be better idea just to take, for example, one unit and to teach 10, 12 year medics how to do prolonged than to teach one student per 12 different brigades or 12 different units. Because actually for doing prolonged, you still need a team. The medicine cannot be a, single person sport. It's at first it's not a sport, and the second one, you really need a team to provide good medicine. That's why we strongly believe that only if we take a really whole unit and try to teach as much their medic as possible, we can really create the difference. Because if you are talking about teaching single medics for a big brigade, which can be 3,000-4,000 person, this person would be really priceless for them, but still it's impossible to provide really great prolonged casualty care by only one medic.
We see that worldwide. This is not a Ukraine only issue. You will have medics and non-medics in a platoon, in a squad of 9, and all of them, you're absolutely correct, all of them do need to have good understanding of basics and prolonged casualty care. And we have not had the chance to train everyone up who is now currently involved in defense.
Unfortunately, yes, but I hope that in the future situation slowly will change. Because a few years ago, nobody would say that, hey, come on, guys, everybody will do a blood transfusion. And if, for example, 2 years ago, it was more just, whoa, blood transfusion in the dirty holes in the ground. No way, it's impossible. So right now,
provided with non-medics.
Yeah, provided as a non-medic. And right now, a lot of commanders just ask, guys, you really need to do that? Why we are so slowly in teaching? So why our medics are still don't use blood? We need it. So the situation changed a lot, and we know that social media and talks on the conferences, social media like Facebook and Facebook posts, some public discussion really can do a big difference. So it's a question about probably some public relations for prolonged casualty care. Because a few years ago, we can say that no way we can teach so big amount of medics. Nobody can even imagine that we will go so far in the tactical medicine nurse 2.5 years ago, when it was just starting, because it was, oh, come on, we need to teach only SM level because our knowledge are on this level of competence. So who knows, probably in a 1.5 year, all of brigades will be well taught with the prolonged.
But I hope that it will land much sooner. No, it won't. No.
Unfortunately, it's.
So when it ends, doesn't mean the training ends. So when the orcs go home, you're still going to be training TCCC 3 levels. You're going to be teaching this damage control resus for prolonged casualty care. You're going to push for the 5-day blood.
Absolutely. Yes. I hope that we can extend those courses and to do that more appropriately. And I hope that we will do our homework, because the war has started 2014, and we were supposed to teach our army tactical medicine and everything we needed, but we're just, I don't know, hoping for something. Okay, and here we are. So I hope that we will do our homework and we will keep teaching and doing our.
Yeah, actually, I totally agree, because it seemed that each time you just forgot our lessons. Russians were our enemies for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And each time they occupied, they killed us, they did such a big and cruel stuff in Ukraine. And to see the beginning of something which looked like peace, we just, oh, come on, we are friends, we are brothers again. So I really, really hope that this time we won't forget this lesson, and we will be good prepared for even smallest try to do something bad for Ukraine. I really wish for us to have a strong army, perfect tactical and not only tactical medicine, and stay prepared no matter how long time the peace will come.
In prolonged casualty care.
And
Yes.
prolonged casualty care, actually, yes.
So now that you have a course called Damage Control Resus, it teaches prolonged casualty care, it teaches damage control as well. Is there a next step? What's the future? Once you get everyone trained up onto this, what's the next step?
I think the next step is to do that on high quality level. I think that the next step is not going somewhere up or different. This is to spread it and to do it really, really highly
On high level, yeah.
on high level.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, we need to remember that it's impossible to take one course and be well trained for the rest of the life. The protocols changes, the CPGs changes, so we still have a lot of job. No matter that a lot of medics were trained, because we need to retrain them. We need to remind them some skills which are not so popular on the practical level. So we still need to teach a lot, no matter that, for example, we teach, let's imagine, half of an Ukrainian army. We still need to do this job again and again and again.
Each guest, I ask a question at the very end, my final question, and I would be remiss if I didn't do that with you as well. So what advice do you have for the brand new person who just started out as combat medic or as combat lifesaver and they want to better themselves?
Don't trust anyone. Find the resources, read it, learn it, and this is the only way to find the truth.
And don't forget that you need to train instantly. So you cannot train only only two times per year. You still need to be really great in the basics. Applying tourniquets, do wound packing. So no matter how experienced are you, just continue training and continue teaching.
So, Nasta, Tanya, it's been fantastic to come back to Ukraine. It's been far too long. Thank you for inviting the college to come create this niche for you guys to pick up the torch and run. So you have the curriculum. We've verified that you guys are teaching at a spectacular level. And I look forward to seeing what you guys do with this knowledge.
Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for trusting. We hope that we will do that on a proper quorum level.
Thank you. And as you said, to continue running with the torch, we still need to fire it up. So thank you for your fire.
This has been a presentation from the College of Remote and Offshore Medicine. If you would like to earn CPD credits for this podcast, you can join the Council of Members. Being a member of the college gives you free CPD credit, free access to our virtual field guide, and discounts on our e-learning courses. You can join the team on our college website at quorum.edu.mt.